said I was still unteachable. I know the smell of moonshine.
Dude, if this was not.
I'm very fast for my slide.
Simmering a chicken. So, let's talk about borders. Because you know what? We want a border, and most of us should have done this already, around all of our symbols. So, if you have a ruler, you can do this neat trick where you put your ruler on the edge of the paper and you mark it at the 1. And then you do it again, you mark it twice. You always have to mark twice because you're going to put your ruler on those 2 marks and you're going to draw a line. And that line is going to be parallel to the edge of the paper. Oh my God, it's beautiful. That's great in carpentry. That's great in all kinds of things that you will do in life where you need to measure. Now, if you're not quite that, well, let's say work brittle, and you want to be lazier about it, you can put your ruler right on the edge of the paper and then draw a line on the other side. All right, in that case, that's a little bigger border. All right. If you want to be even lazier than that, you can find a book with some sort of relative thickness. You can line it up with the edges of the paper and you can draw your border. Now, I would not suggest that if you are doing your finished copy, but for a sloppy copy, no problem whatsoever. All right. Now, what are we going to fill in that border with? Well, I'm going to flip this paper over so I can show you. We are going to use letters, which are symbols for sounds, to make a decorative border around our symbols. All right. Now, some of you who were paying attention the first time around are going to be like, Vaulato, you said we're not going to use letters in our symbols. No, you are not. But on the edges, we are going to use letters to fill in and make a nice strong border so everybody focuses in the middle to see your symbols. Now, what kind of letters we're going to use? Probably going to use block letters. So I'm going to do 3 blocks there just to give you the concept. And let's say I want to make the letter M. How I make an M out of this block is I think about the parts of the M that I don't see. Like the top of the M comes down to a V shape. So that part that I don't see, I do that. Then the other part I don't see on the bottom of the M looks like another M. So if I draw that, boom, I've got an M. If I turn that upside down, I've got a W. It's not a great looking W, but people will figure it out if it's upside down. Now I'm going to do one that's a little more complex. I'm going to do an R. I'm using the borders so that the letter has something to touch. So there's a curve of my R. Here's the part of the R that touches the bottom corner of the letter. And now I'm going to draw that triangle that really almost feels like half a triangle to do the spot of the R. The only thing I'm missing now is the middle of the R. I'm going to try to make it parallel with that line and parallel with this curve. There's my R. All right. I'm going to put a little dot there so I get the idea of Mr. And I'm going to make a V because my last name begins with V. Oh my God, that's amazing. Look at that. I cannot believe myself. I am stunned on so many levels. Good. I'm glad you are. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing in our border, but we're going to write what our favorite things are instead of the symbols. So I'm going to make a bunch of blocks right here, trying to make them kind of evenly spaced. We'll find out if that works or not. And like I said before, my favorite movie was Highlander. So I'm going to take and make an H here. I'm going to make a really fat I. This one's not quite so blocky. I'm going to make a G that's going to be very block-like. Boom. I'm going to make another H. Alright. Now I get to make an L, an A, an N. Now N's kind of fun because you start and you move over a little bit, you go down at an angle, and then you go straight up. And to do the other side, you do the exact opposite. You go straight up, and then you go down as an angle. And then I'm going to put a D here. My D is going to touch all the sides of that block. Boom, boom. And then I'm going to make an E. Now I had options here. I could have turned my paper and made my E this way, or I could have done it the way I did it. And just to be annoying, I'm going to turn and make my R this way. Alright? So I've got this weird thing. Am I interested about it being very clear to read? No. I'm interested in putting a nice strong border out there. Alright, so now I'm going to do my favorite color. I'm going to do green. Boy, I got a lot of R's in this today. And my equally pain in the butt, E. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right, now you're saying to yourself, why is there no space between those words? Because I'm not interested in showing a space. I don't care how easy this is to read. I'm using these letters purely for decorative purposes. So I'm going to take and continue on. All right, I'm going to split this, make more boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Keep moving around here. In fact, you could do all your boxes first if you're feeling brave and go that route. My next favorite thing is going to be a wolf. So, there's my W. There's my W pointing in on. Here's my O. Now I get to decide which way my letter is going to go. This time I'm going to go this way. I could have put them upside down. Either way would be fine. There's a wolf. And I'm going to do this all the way around. Now let's say you get to a point where you don't have enough that fits. Like I probably could not at this point get hamburger in Halloween or cheeseburger definitely in Halloween in the rest of this border. So if you run out of room, that's fine. But let's say you run out of room and you've got some dead spaces left, right? Like maybe you've got a couple of letters that you didn't finish. All right, then you can put in symbols. Let's say you put in a question mark because your favorite TV show is Doctor Who, or maybe you do an exclamation point because you like making an exclamation point, or whatever the case may be. We're just interested in making a decent border. All right, that's going to be about it for today. So hopefully when I see you next, your border will be done and we can move on to the next stage. All right? Okay, as always, be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble. If you can't stay out of trouble, don't get caught. Have a good day. Bye.